Hey, what's up, family? Tonight I want to kind of give a little prelude to what I'm going to be talking about in the next video is um, man's number, the mark of the beast. Okay, I'm going to really get into a lot of detail on what that is in the next video, but I want to give you kind of a prelude into why you need to be aware that this whole physical world is um, hell that is talked about in the Bible. This is hell, literally is. And your physical form is a shell, okay? It is a shell that holds your spiritual being. And the whole key thing is to charge up your spiritual being. Just like I talked about in the previous videos. Is to charge up your spiritual being so you can get out of here. So you can escape hell. I mean, seriously, literally, this ain't no joke. I mean, this seriously is not no joke. If you want to leave this place, you have to take care of your spiritual body. So anyways, this is a prelude to my video to make you aware of why this is hell and why there's so many it's just in plain sight. It just is. And I'll go ahead and touch on that. But basically you're either going to choose to experience this reality as real, and you will be submerged into this reality. You will allow this reality to control you, and you will just run with it. But you can become aware and awake of it, and that is totally up to you. But there are so many entrapments here. Basically, I'll just start off with the story of the fallen angels. Okay, the Luciferians. It talked about Lucifer in the Bible and Satan, but it's more in tune in that it's actually the Luciferians and the Satanists or something like that. I'm not too familiar with it, but there's some info on that out there. What's his name? Omitep or something like that. I'll post some links on this video. I'll let you check him out, but he's doing awesome, man. He's really touching on a lot of subjects that I don't have time for. So it's awesome that he's touching base on these subjects, so I don't have to be having to talk about all this stuff when he's basically talking about stuff I want to talk about. So I'll post a link for his videos and have you check him out because there's a lot of good info there. But basically these fallen angels came down here. Literally they were kicked out, which means that if they lost their soul, they were too hunger drived, I guess it was. But nevertheless, they were kicked out, so that means that their spiritual being was taken from them. And what I mean by that is that they can't harness any energy into their spiritual form anymore. So they're literally trapped here in this 3D and 4D dimension. They can't leave. There's just absolutely no way they can leave. So the only thing they can do is to keep as many people here, so then they keep taking their energy. But eventually, this world is at its 26,000 cycle end, and they're all going to be destroyed anyways. This whole planet is going to be just gone and regenerated, and then it'll start its whoever survives will be 1,000 years of peace, and then that 26,000 year cycle will repeat itself again. But the main thing I was getting across is that since they've been here, they have manipulated everything. When they fell down here, they took control over everything. They got rid of any element of our knowingness from our ancestors, our knowingness that we need to maintain our spiritual being. Because every 26,000 years, we get that 1,000 year hookup where we're able to get as much information as we can written down, so then we can help this planet through its 26,000 year cycle again. But these beings came here and they just destroyed it all. They destroyed it, all records of this knowingness. And you can't travel back, so you're not going to know this anyways. So, they manipulated it and they created religion. And I mean, you do your research on this stuff. Look up this stuff. Um, what was it like? 1800s, I believe, is probably a good point of looking at origin of things. Look at how the Vaticans, who really were the Christians and the Jews and stuff, how they went and dominated. They went to different countries and they went to different lands and stuff, to conquer and dominate. And they said, okay, you need to believe this or we're going to kill you. You need to believe this, we're going to kill you. Okay, that's what they did. They forced people to do this. And you guys totally ignore this stuff. Um, you know, uh, the Vaticans, the Christians, they're all the same people. And, they raped and killed and just conquered all this. And you guys just don't see this. You still are puppets in this game. And the real proof really started on them taking their true form on conquering, because as they were killing people and stuff, they were conquering land and making it their land, making underground bases, strengthening their army and stuff like that. They've been doing this for a long time, and then they just got their army out there and started dominating. So what they started doing was, as they were conquering, they decided to make the United States their main playground, their home base. And it was like 1897 or something like that. They started building the Statue of Liberty, okay, the Statue of Liberty, to mark their freedom, which is actually freedom, which is Freemasons, okay? It's not freedom, land of the free. It's land of the Freemasons. Okay, it's the land of the Freemasons. Their secret societies that are all about this stuff. It's all over the place. They do rituals and stuff like that. I try not to give them too much energy, because when you talk about this stuff, you're giving them energy right away. You can keep you filled up, but you're still feeling energy. It's kind of like I know I'm getting off track here, but it's kind of like with these holidays. You believe in it, it's going to continue on. So when you talk about this stuff, it's going to continue on. So, but I want to help you guys understand that there's signs all over the place. But anyways, the Statue of Liberty is, not only is it encoded um, with humanity's number in there, because you have decoders. I was watching a show, I think it was called Decodes, about the Statue of Liberty and how there's 666 all over the place, but it's man's code. It's humanity's code. In there, it's just there's tips all over the place. But the Statue of Liberty is the light bringers, a landmark. It's the light bringers. Lucifer is translated into light bringer. Okay, do you understand that? Light bringer. Lucifer, I think, is Greek maybe or Hebrew. I'm not sure, but it translates into light bringer. So this Statue of Liberty is the light bringer statue. It's to show you, oh, we have dominated and we control this area. Okay, New York and Washington are the two most. It's basically the gates of hell right there. New York and Washington is. And Ryan and his crew were when they were turning on the fields there, they felt that there was just security sensors around. Like if you turned up your spiritual energy, it would be red alerted and they would know exactly where you are. Why do you think that there's those Big Brother cameras everywhere? I mean, you can't walk if you're in big city like anywhere, Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, New York. You can't walk anywhere without there being a camera and um, microphones everywhere. They hear every single conversation. So if you talk about something, like if I was talking about this, I would be like red flagged, and I would be watched. Then they'd have agents that would come and watch you at all times to see what you're doing. And that's what Ryan and his team found out when they were doing this, is that you have to be extremely careful in these big cities because they will trap you like nothing. And they knew that, so they had to get out right away. But it's to realize that that's the gates, that's the main gates of hell right there. Is in New York, Washington D.C., and then you got the other big cities like Los Angeles and Chicago, and stuff. Those are the main hell's playground right there, on the main stage. Um, and that's why things are a lot more controlled here. Is because if this is your home, right? If this is your main playground, you're gonna take care of this area the most. Um, and the world leaders, they all work together anyways. And the reason why everywhere else is so bad compared to here is because they control it that way, so they can bring more souls into the United States. Because if they can bring more souls into the United States, they can control you better. They can control people that much over like in Africa and stuff. So what they do is they go and destroy their fields, destroy their land, take their stuff, and they control what food they receive. So the United States will send them food. And I'm going to have people that are in the army say, well, you're full of crap, because I've been over there. That's not how it is. You don't look behind the scenes. You just see what you see. And this is where you guys are being trapped. You just see what you see. They control everything. They control literally everything. And, with these statues, the Statue of Liberty is the Lightbringer's barrier. They hold that light stick. And there's another one, I think it is in Washington, where there's a statue that's like just kind of laying down but hold the light bringers thing in there. It's all over the place. True facts. Look this stuff up for yourself. I was gonna actually draw pictures, but you guys can do your own research on this stuff. Like I said, look up the light bringer statues, and you should be able to find it and discover it for yourself. So yeah, so hell's already here. You're already in hell, and it's your whole. You just have to discover this for yourself and realize that how you can get out. We are helping you guys get out of here, but you have to work at it. You have to work at it. You have to understand what your spiritual being truly is and what it takes to get out of here. Because once you leave this physical form, there's nothing you can do. But right now is the time that you can do something. Okay. And I want to touch on how these light bringers are trapping people. Okay, these light bringers. Get this. Okay, get this. Light bringers and New Age, light and love. Okay, these are things that you're not seeing here. This light and love concept is the light bringers concept. Okay, this is to entrap you as well. Like I said, light and dark are energy elements. Light and dark are energy elements. It has nothing to do with battle of good and evil and stuff like that. It is energy elements. It's blending and merging the elements together, just like with wind, earth, fire, and water. You have to bring those elements together. But to master that, you have to bring light and dark energy, the yin and yang energy together, because these light bringers use light energy. They have light energy beings that use that and attune that, and they have dark, energy beings that are in tune with that. They control all the elements. Okay, they understand how these elements work, and they're trying to make you guys divide yourself into that. So if you're just on the light element side, then you're part of that light side, and if you're just on the dark side, then you're going to stay on the dark side. But you want to blend and merge the elements together because they can't control you when you do that. You want to master these elements, and they can't control you, and that's what they're scared of the most. Is when people finally start to learning how these elements work, they can become their own perceived God and take care of themselves and reconstruct themselves and get out of here. Raise their spiritual body. Because people who raise their spiritual being, when they become very, very powerful in their spiritual being, they fear that the most. And kind of want to touch on that is when you are doing your traveling, like perceived astral travel, it's just really exploring your consciousness awareness. You'll come across beings. Now, when I come in tune with beings, they're always scared of me, okay? Because I'm a very powerful, I don't hold anything back. I don't. I always keep my field up, and I keep my energy and my spiritual being aligned at all times. So beings are always skeptical when they come to me. They're like, oh, do I even want to talk to this guy? So, I choose who I want to have a conversation with. So, understand this, that there is no being that is more powerful than you are. No matter what, I don't care what other people say. From my experiences, all these beings are pretty much scared of you. So, unless if you're fear-based, that's how they can feed you. If you're fear-based and you're not used to seeing a being that has like teeth and 12 eyes or something like that, then it's going to feed you fear and feed them, and then they're going to be able to dominate you. So with me, if I see something like that, I'm like, whatever, man, you can't touch me. That's pretty much how I see it. And like I said, you're going to have to discover that for yourself as well, because I mean, these light bringers have created everything. That's why they created those psycho wards on people who experience things like this but not understand it. See, it's so horrible that these people who experience this stuff don't have any guidance, so they don't know what to do. So they society has taught you that if you believe in this stuff, that you're psycho, which is a load of crap, because you can be in a religion and believe in a God you can't see and a savior that you don't even know it even existed at the time. You see what I'm saying here? So why is that right? But when you expand your awareness and consciousness, that's not right. Isn't there something a little fishy about that? So look into that. But yeah, so and same with well, maybe this prelude is going to be a little longer than I thought. So yeah, that's basically the element of realizing that this is hell. There is truth all over the place. There's hints all over the place about this stuff. You just have to discover this for yourself. So just realize that this is hell. Main headquarters is New York and Washington, as well as Los Angeles and like Chicago and stuff. But the main ones, Washington and New York, are the two main gates to hell right there. So just be aware of that. And also, they got Hell's Army as well. And I might talk about Hell's Army too. Yeah, just if you become part of the, actually, I'll just do that next video. I'll just make another video just about the army, and about these groups or riots or whatever you want to talk to them about. So I'll make another video just about that. So yeah, this is pretty much my prelude, even though it's long, that you realize that you are in hell. So next video will be about the human number, and yeah. So anyways, namaste, love y'all, talk to you in a little bit.